Notion versus ClickUp, which is better? So this video I have made a complete review. We are going to compare Notion with the ClickUp, and by the end of this video you will know complete about both of these softwares or website, whatever productive application you can say. So let me just give you a short intro. So Notion is a flexible all-in-one workspace for notes, tasks, and database, wikis, and more. It's highly customizable and focused on organizations and collaborations, where you can see over your screen, right? So here you can see these are some of the examples. It is highly customizable. You can do whatever you want. On the other hand, ClickUp is a comprehensive project management tool with task management, time tracking, goal setting, and integration. It is designed for teams that need structures and advanced workflow. It's similar to Trello, but it's a much more better. It's give you a lot of more features as compared to different task managers. So let's get started. First of all, here you have to just go and click on login, or just go and click on get Notion free here. And at the same time I will just go and click on sign up in the ClickUp. It will ask your email address here, right? So I have already made an account, so I will just go and click on login. So this is a home page, the home dashboard, how it's look on ClickUp. Right on the left side there's so many features, as well as on the right side. If I just go to the Notion, here you can see I was working on one of the video which I was working, so I made some of the notes here, so I used Notion, right? So let's go back to the Notion here. Once you just go and click on login, automatically it will take you to this workspace. So I will just go and create I will just go and create another account, another workspace, so I can show you exactly how it's look when you just start Notion for the first time. So here, first of all, it will ask you how do you want to use Notion. So it give you some of these options here. For example, track projects, company goals, meeting notes for personalized school. It doesn't matter if you select the wrong option at initial point. Future in the future you can obviously change it. For example, I'll just go and click on for work, click on continue. Then here I just use Notion for my own purpose, what kind of work you do. So let's say I will just write here product management, and the here it's a team management, or if you want to skip this option you can skip it, right? What are you planning to use Notion? So here let's say I just want for the wikis. So let me just give you a short intro about all this stuff here. So if you just go in notes and wikis, as you can see here, this one, right? So once I go and select here, automatically on the left side it will show you some of this option. Right, so create beautiful formatted pages for personal or team knowledge bases. This wiki is really good, right? If you're working in a team. And the database, so here there's an option of database, but we have option of database. It will help you to build relational, database, table, boards, list, calendar for organizing information. We also have a task manager, right? So right now we don't have any much option, but let's I will select all one of them and click on continue. Now here I will just write here, okay, I have to just give a workspace name and click on continue, right? Notion also have a templates which we will see here, right? Try the plus, I don't want to, I want to go with the free plan for now, right? And this is here we are. So this is a get starting page, right? And this is, it will just give you inbuilt, so this is how you can use and all this stuff here. If you just go and click on top left side corner, or if you just take your mouse here, automatically this drop off sidebar will open up, and this is how it's look. So for example, here I want to, okay, this is irritating, so I will just go and click on it and it will heal. So in short, it gives you help you to manage simple to-do list, Kanban boards, templates, pre-built templates, a drag and drop interface allow user to design their own layout and workflow, right? For example, let's say I just want to create a calendar, or let's say a meeting notes here. So I will go and click here, and I just want date category. I don't want attendees, right? Last updated by, and right, and this is summary. So this is by the AI. I think this is a paid, but anyway, let's select here, go and click on continue. Now automatically it made a table. I can just go and customize. For example, I can create a new one, right? And let's say test one, right? And here test two, and I can just keep going. I can change the date, I can write the category, the summary, and everything how it's look. I can add more and more columns, more and more rows, as well as I can write notes here, which is really interesting. In the notes sections, I can just go and click on open. Now here I can just write note. At the initially you can find a little bit intimidating because it's there's so many features, and sometimes you don't need these features, but still it's available, and it's a little bit confusing at the start, but once you start using it, it's really easy. If you're working with a team, so I can just go and tag, and I can write here ad, and I can tag that person to whom I want to put this work, right? And it's really interesting. I can just go and change here created by and all this stuff. On the other hand, ClickUp is also a task management tool, but it has advanced task view, list, boards, Gantt charts, calendar, etc. with subtask priorities. For example, let me just give you a shot. This is a team space, right? And inside the team space, let me show you. Okay, so I can just go and view it in a table format. Right now this is a table, and I can just go and view in a board format. How this is how it's look on Trello. So I find it much more easy in the board format. So for example, I gave a task here, task one, and if a one person is working on it, I can go and assign here. Let's say I will assign it myself, and let's say I'm working on it, I will put it in progress. Once the work is done, I will put it a complete, right? So automatically it will give notification to my team that the work has been done, right? And they can do what the next process said, the next step requires. So for example, let's say the task one, I will take it back here, and I want to add some of the calendar. Let's say it's a to-do list, and automatically it's here assigned to me. Priorities, it's really urgent. I can tag somebody from my team, right? And I can give a comment and what's the relationship and the track time. For example, I want to track this up. So I can put a deadline. So I will start it from 18th, and it should be get finished on 27th of Feb, right? I can add a description. This is a just one. Let's say this is a description here, and let's say I want to add a subtask, because there are so many times, for example, I have to upload a video on my channel, right? And before uploading a channel, let's say I will just write here video one, right? And there's a subtask, right? For example, I have to find a title. So I will just write here find title, right? If I press the enter, the automatically next row will open up here, right? And create thumbnail, right? So this is a subtask. So for example, I did a subtask here, right? I will, okay, it's gone. Okay, so here it is. Let's say I can do the same thing whatever I did here, right? So I can assign this, I can edit this up, I can put a due date, the priorities and everything, and I can change this whether it's done or not. So I can suggest a subtask for action items. For example, I can create a checklist, right? Let's say check one, and here for example check two, right? And I have completed the checklist, because in the subtask I find it much more easy. I can select here whether it's completed or not. So it's got completed. Once I select completed, automatically it will get removed from here, and if I just go and click on show to close card, it will show me, right? In the action items, I can do the same thing. I can create here, or you can see automatically it gave me a notification. So let me show me the completed one. Automatically it gave a cut, right? And then let's say once my subtask is done, I can just put it and put it in the complete. So let's say one of my team member wants to check it, that how whether I have completed this subtask or not, so they can click on it and they can check here. So they can use the completed section in the subtask. They can come here, they can let it know. I can also write a comment, so they will get our information. For example, please check this right after 2 days. I can just write here, and automatically, for example, I can tag somebody, and I can assign as a watcher assignee. I can upload a document, and there's a lot more features if you just go and keep using. For example, let's say I want to upload a video link, so I can upload a video link directly here, right? There's a much more option. Just how we do it over this Slack, we can integrate. For example, I want to integrate a link task, so I will just link a document. I can paste the link of a document, and automatically it will show up here. So once one of the team member open it up, everything will be on the dashboard. He can check at one glance, right? So this is really interesting, and there are several ways to do it. For example, I can just go and check an overview, so it will give me overview how many tasks has been done or not. I can go and check on board list and the list section, right? So this is a way to how you view it. But I like the board version, much more easy to identify, right? And inside the team, you can just go and create a different projects, right? For example, let's say this is a marketing team, and this is one of the social media content team, and inside this is the Instagram content, YouTube content. So in this way you can just create a subsection folder for each and every task. For example, I want to view all these spaces, right? So I can just go and click on new space and I can create a new space. For example, this is for the management of the company, right? This is not for the content marketing. So let's say I have 5 members in my content team, in my marketing team, so they have only added in the team space, not in a different space, right? So this is how it's really interesting. You can go to the dashboards and cleanups and sorry, clear clips, right? You can upload your folder and everything. They will give you some of these, templates and everything. For example, I want a simple dashboard, so I'll just go and click on project one. I can rename it, right? And I can just go and click on create a dashboard. Automatically it created a dashboard, right? And this is how our dashboard look. It's look really nice because it just gives you all the information at one glance once you check your dashboard. So it automates repetitive tasks with custom workflows, integrate with Slack, Google Drive, GitHub, and more. You can customize it, highly customizable, just like Notion, right? On the other hand, in the Notion, you have to create everything on your own, and but in the ClickUp, it's some of this stuff is already created, right? It is already done in a to-do list, something like that. But in the Notion, you have to create it, right? So this is how you can do it. So if you talk about the strengths, so Notion is really flexible. Notion is like a blank canvas where you can create anything, whether it from directly from the scratch, notes, project, dashboard. It's design friendly. It's an ideal for creating internal wikis, documentation, structure information system, and there's a learning curve. While there's a learning curve, what I mean, the payoff is immense once you master its capabilities, right? On the other hand, ClickUp is more like a power project management powerhouse. ClickUp excel at managing complex project with deadlines, and if you're working with a large team at a specific section or a specific niches of your team, all in one tool combines task management, time tracking, docs, goals, and more into a single platform. It automate. You can collaborate with your team in a much more easier way. I just shown you. Now let's talk about the weakness. So what's the weakness of this Notion? So Notion is a limited task management. What I mean by this, while it has task management features, they are not as robust as dedicated tools like ClickUp or Asana. I also use a Trello, which you can see here. So Trello is much more easy. I use for all my videos here. So this is really interesting, right? And here it's similar. I mean, in the Trello, you get a little bit less feature, but it's much more simpler use case because I have a very niche use case. If you have a large team or you have so many use cases if you want in a one platform, so ClickUp is really good. At the same time, Notion is also good, right? So large database pages with heavy content can slow down your performance, which is I don't like in the Notion. So in Notion, I write it for the notes purpose. I use it a lot because as you can see here, just for the notes, I mention it here. You can see I mentioned the weakness and everything, right? Steve, learning on, you have to learn a lot. There's a fewer integration as compared to ClickUp. ClickUp has a much more integration. You can focus on one team, you can focus on very small teams and everything. Now let's talk about the pricing, right? So let me check from where I can upgrade it. So here, now let's talk about the pricing, but it's really important here. Right now, the Notion has a free plan, which you just saw while making an account. In the free plan, you have unlimited blogs, pages, and collaborators, great for individual and a very small team. If you have a personal use, you can go for $10, and if you pay monthly, it's around $12. Earlier, I think 3 or 4 months back, it was $8, but they increased the price here. So here you can just see here everything is completely free, good for a very small individual, a very small team. You also have an enterprise depending upon how much your use case is. On the other hand, ClickUp also has a lot of features, right? It is free forever, so you can use all this stuff, which is really, I think if you're individual, you don't need to get any plan. Free plan is, I think, most of the used, right? And it's a really best if you just working as an individual or you have a very small team, right? But the main thing is that if you have a bigger team, if you're even if you're working as an individual, there's a one issue which I find in all this management tool, that is the storage, right? Because just for storage you have to buy it, because if you're working on the content space just like me, then you have to upload videos and documents and a lot of files and folders where it just consume a lot of space, and that's why I have to buy some of these paid plans on the ClickUp as well as Notion, right? The same way enterprise is really good because it is white label, right? And the next thing is that SSO and advanced reporting, and it's really for a big organization. So when it's use case, when you should choose a Notion, if you want to personalize a workspace for note taking, knowledge management, and creative projects, your focus in documentation and building a centralized hub for information. You prefer a minimalistic design and enjoy experience with layouts if you are an individual user or part of a small team looking for flexibility. In this case, Notion is very perfect for you. When you should choose ClickUp, you need a dedicated project management tool for handling deadlines and dependencies, right? Your team requires time tracking, automation, and goal setting features. You work in a fast-paced environment with multiple ongoing projects. You are a part of a larger organization that values structure, process, and reporting. So this is really good. If you just talk about the use case, user experience, so Notion has a beautiful design, as you can see here, very minimalistic, very simple, just exactly the data which you want to feed and the data you want to consume. The cons is performance issue with a large data set, limited out of the box functionalities. And on the other hand, ClickUp is a feature rich. The every feature you need, it will be there in ClickUp. Excellent for team collaboration, powerful automation. The con is, which I don't like, overwhelming for beginners. If an individual wants to start on ClickUp, ClickUp is not a really good. They can just go to Asana or Trello, right? And interface can feel really busy because when I started with I choose Trello over ClickUp because Trello is much more simple, right? There's not a lot of features, but it's really clean. Just like I wanted a Notion, but I wanted a Notion and combo of ClickUp, so I got a Trello, right? So it's really simple. So let's talk about the final verdict. So your priorities, choose Notion if your priority is flexibility and want to create a tailored workspace just like you want the complete flexibility over each and every column or the row. You need a tool for note taking, knowledge management. If you're a student, best is Notion for you. You value a clean, minimalistic design and have a ADSD. I'm so sorry, guys, but anyway, you need a comprehensive project management solution with advanced features. Just go for ClickUp. You're working on a team focused. You have a very small niche team. Inside a team, you can use a ClickUp. I gave a conclusion. So both Notion and ClickUp are exceptional tools. Both cater to slightly different audience. If you're looking for versatile design-centric app for organizing your thoughts and creating a personalized system, go with the Notion. On the other hand, if you need a powerful all-in-one project management platforms for team, ClickUp is a way to go. Ultimately, the best choice depends on your specific needs and workflows preference. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found this video very useful. Give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe.